Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' UP demonstrator. Hey, cuteness alert, be aware, this is going to make you smile. Is that a cute card? I am using this Filled with Fun bundle that you will not see in the new annual catalog coming out. You won't even see it on the retiring catalog that's going out because this one is online. We have an online exclusive section with Stampin' UP, and you will find the Filled with Fun bundle there. This is adorable. It has this cute wagon with presents and flowers and streamers. You can do this for birthdays. You can do this for thank yous. You can celebrate anybody's special event or day. And so I'm going to show you using the dies and the stamps some fun things that I made with this card. Now you're going to notice here these fun little clouds, and I used those clouds from the hot air balloons. So the hot air balloons had those cute dies, so I pulled my dies out, the hot air balloons, to get my clouds, and the grass on this card came from the Sending Love dies. Both of these have carried over, so that's awesome. We can use all those little pieces there. Now this one, I used a black card base that was 11 inches by 4 1/4. I scored it at 5 1/2 so that I have a portrait opening card. And look at that, how cute is that? I used the flowers with the wagon there. And then in the inside, I just mimicked the flowers down on the bottom. You make my heart bloom. And this one was made with the dies. Simply using the dies in this set, I just made the wagon. I cut out the wood grain here, colored them up. I used cardstock and silver paper for the wheels and the handle, and then used my trusty matte black dots that I bought a bunch of before they retired, and I've been using them on everything because they were just the perfect embellishment. And the measurements of the blue on this card, I used the whole part of the blue, and then I added the white at the bottom to cover up the little line that happens with the grass. Now, this card uses dies and some stamping, but I'm going to show you another card we're going to make, and it is going to use stamping. So as I said, we're starting out with this black card base. Now you'll notice on a lot of cards that we use, the next layer down is always an 1/8 of an inch on each side. But a little design tip, if you just go in just another 1/16 of an inch or so, it just gives you a little bit wider of a border, and it just really makes a difference on the card. So this card, instead of being 4 inches, I brought it to 3 7/8. And then it was also brought down from 5 1/4 down to a 5 1/8. So I just went down 1/8 of an inch off the normal size, and then that gives you just a 1/16 of an inch more on each of the edges, and it just gives you, I think just gives it a little bit more of a striking appearance, having a little bit more black around there. So I started out on this card, I'm going to use also the balmy blue, but this time I am going to change it up a little bit. Now I'm using Granny Apple Green and using the Sending Love dies here. Okay, this white here was, I do believe, 1 1/4. Yes, so it was 1 1/4 so that it accommodated the big sentiment there. The card I'm making now has the presents on it, and it has celebrating someone special. So this one I brought down to, I do believe, 1 inch. Yeah, it brought it down to 1 inch. So you'll notice with some of your dies, you'll get this little ridge here. So I decided the best thing for me to do to have still the funness of this die is just cover up that part. And when you're die cutting this, use your scraps. I'm using Granny Apple Green, and cut it a little bit longer. And it doesn't matter if you're not straight on here because this is going to fix it. So when you go to do this, that's where you're going to just fix any little imperfections you have. So see there, and it's a little bit longer, so I can trim off the Granny Apple Green. Okay, so there's my grass. I'm gonna see that that is flush there. Look at the, and see a scratched pencil on there, so I knew this was the good side. And there we go. So this is gonna go on here at the bottom, and it's a little bit longer so that I can trim it off, and we're gonna go ahead and put that on the bottom. So I'm using the same design, but a little bit different on this one. I mean, why reinvent the wheel after I've done all that thought process of getting my card right? So I'm going to make sure it's flush on the back. These are just the little tips that I use to get my card straight there. And then I can just trim off. And I tend to use a thicker type of stronger scissors when I'm doing this. You can also do this on your trimmer or your paper cutter. Here, I always have to just make sure I'm not cutting into the cardstock. I hate when I do that. Okay, so that is the basis of our card. And you know what? I'm not going to put it on the card base yet because we're going to do something fun. Okay, as I said, I love that this stamp set, this die cuts out the solid cardstock die cut, what I did with the Real Red. It also cuts out the stamped version as well. My little trick, and I've showed you before, is I will go ahead and stamp my image. Okay, let's pretend it's like this, okay? I will stamp this on my paper. I will go make a scratch paper one of these. I'll come back to my paper and I'll put this die around my image till I see the exact amount of white I want around it, and then I will tape it down. And then I will come back with my die and I will get that. Let's pretend this isn't stamped yet. This is white under here. I will come back with my die and slide it into that groove, then tape it down, run it through, and it will come out with a nice border on it. That I do this probably with many parts of my my die cuts and such. So here is that cute wagon. And yes, I did the little wheels there. And the jury's out for me if I should have the wheels showing or the wheels underneath. I'm just thinking the wheels are usually underneath, but I put them here, but I saw them on Pinterest where somebody put them underneath the wagon. So I'm pretty much thinking I've never seen so maybe we'll just put them underneath on this one. Okay, so let's just put a little bit of glue around what would be the little fender part of our wagon. And then let's just put that on here. Another little trick I'm gonna do is I'm going to get a piece of my grid paper. Maybe I have a piece over here. Actually, I'll just use my Stamparatus grid here because I want to have my wheels at the same. I don't want one wheel, you know, up higher than the other. That would look silly. So put that down and use a horizon line to get my wheel there. Okay. I love having these little things around here. Okay, so there is my wagon. Okay. And then we are going to put our presents from that set. Now look here at this. You have these great presents here. I decided to use a color palette of bright colors like daffodil, red, real red, and the granny apple. So I figured, let me get a piece of scratch here. A lot of times I'll use the back of my dimensionals to be my little scratch paper. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just start and say to myself, I want to keep the palette, those 3 colors. So I'm going to do one bow in the real red. And this is the dark real red. Light cherry cobbler really is a great double for red if you can't find it. Okay, so get all those little white little dots. There we go. So we did that. So now I'm going to do one of my bows in daffodil. So I'm assuming this image looks a little crazy to me. Yep, I guess this is part of the bow up here. So this is our daffodil. Daffodil. And we're just getting that edge there and getting that little bow done. And so I did my candle flames, of course, in yellow. And then I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for my last bow. And by starting with picking my 3 colors for the bows, then I can go back and start filling in all the other line image parts of the presents. Okay, so, and the cake. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do, oh, this I would assume should be red because it's the ribbon. So I am going to make this red, real red here. There we go. And I'm going to make my, let me see here. I feel like making this green is just gonna make it like Christmas colors, but maybe that's okay. So I'm gonna, oh wait, let's put this ribbon also. I should have done these whenever I did that. Okay, so that ribbon, okay, that just helps me out so I didn't have to think too much more. Okay. All right, so we've got those. So let's figure out, we may just have to do the colors. So let's put yellow here with the green, filling in here, the green, and we're gonna do, I don't know what this little part is there in this image here. And, oh, that is part of this. This is actually part of this one. That present there. Okay, so I guess I'm going to need to do red here to make that stand out. To make this a red present. So there we go. So if you were wondering what to do your presents like, you could just use these colors if you like. And I'm going to be covering that up, but I think that should be yellow. Okay, so now I guess we're going to do, oh no, we need to put green on the red bow. Okay, so get that in there. I'm using my blunt end because some of my blends, when we use them at class, the brush tip gets a little bit mangled, so I can always trust on the blunt end. Okay, so now the cake. Oh, the cake. What should we do with the cake? I'm almost wondering, should we make the layers maybe yellow, red? Okay, let's make this one, green. Okay, green. Let's make this one yellow. And this bottom one, red. Okay. Okay, so what about these little colors here? I'm just gonna make them, I could have been more creative, but I think I'm just gonna keep them that way, the same color as the border there. Okay, so we've got cake there. We're gonna leave the rest of it white. I decided what I wanna do for this is we're saying here on this card, celebrating someone new. I'm going to put this with the dies. Celebrating someone special. I want to put, I picked out the wrong marker. I thought we should put something on that banner. And I was thinking, why not experiment with, the brush is a little bit, I was thinking of experimenting and using this font and just writing the word you, and then putting that, like celebrating someone special. So we would put you there in capital letters. So I'm just going to put there. So I just kind of did my own little flair there, and I wanted it to be fine lined like this, and there's a little bit of the line that goes up above the letters, so I tried to do that on the Y and the U. Oh well, I am not an artist, but that's what makes stamping so fun. And then we're going to put that into, and this actually kind of does look like a Christmas card because of the colors. Maybe I should have tried to do maybe some purples and other colors, but oh well. You know, my first child was born December 30th, so he's got a Christmas birthday. So there you go. So there is our card there. And it almost looks like I should color in that cake, huh? Well, I'm going to think about that. And then I did a black handle. So let's put some dimensionals underneath our wagon to get that popped on there. Yes, I had a December baby, a July baby, and an October baby. So I had them all the seasons there, except for a spring baby, but we stopped at 3. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to put that, I'm going to put it a little bit under the grass there. Seems to be about halfway there. And then I'll put my wagon handle underneath the side of the wagon there, because I have the room with the dimensional. So there we go. And all of the black I've used on that is going to make this card look really cool on the black card base. I really find myself going to black card bases so many times. So isn't that cute? Now to finish this off, there is an image in here, these cute little pennants. And so I have them stamped and cut out in the 3 colors I used on the card. So I'm going to, wow, that's almost crazy that that was the bad side. And I'm going to put these 3 pennants. I have to tell you, what I thought I was going to do was put them all together, cut them, and then like do different colors and have it. But now that I put the glue on here, that's not going to happen. But wouldn't that look cool if you layered all of these on top of each other and you cut in between, and then you could do red, green, yellow. Well, I didn't do that. Okay, so if you're going to be having glue on the back and you're working on a surface, definitely get out your craft mat. Okay, now I got glue on there. Oh well, you know, you can get that off after it dries. Okay, so I'm going to put the red, I'm going to put it down there. I want to put a green. And then I'm going to try to fit the yellow in here too. So where's the yellow going to go? Oh, you have to get the yellow in there. So would I put it? I guess I'm gonna, actually this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it like this, okay? You notice how I put it off to the edge there? Let's get the green down. And then I'm gonna turn it over. I'm going to trim off these pennants, saving this yellow pennant here. Oh, I'm off screen a little bit there. Sorry about that. I am aware of that, but if you would like to comment on my blog and tell me not to do it, I would understand your frustration. Okay, there we go. Now I have this little piece of yellow here of this pennant, and I can put that. Wait, you want it to look like it's coming. Okay, how would I do this? Like it's coming off the card. Okay, it has to kind of go up. Okay, so that gave me the opportunity to see how this red is a little bit off. Okay, take this little bit here. Okay, so we've got our pennants on there. Now we're ready to put that onto our black card base. I'm gonna pop this on here. I have been wanting to play with this for so long, and I thought I ordered it, went to find it, and I had not, but my friend Cheryl let me order one for her, but before that happened, my friend Janet let me borrow hers. So this is a collaborative effort. Okay, there we go. And let's pop, I'm seeing all my edges. Once I go on the black, I'm seeing all the little pieces. So that's actually probably a good idea when you're making a card like this. If you have a piece of black paper, you can put on your card bait on your desk. Okay. Then you would be able to see. Okay. And then we'll just pop that down. Okay. Then on the inside, what I wanted to do is get my scratch paper again. Where did I pop that at? I'll go ahead and just use this back of my grid paper here, okay, because I'm going to take this pennant and I'm going to stamp the pennant, and I'm going to tell you a little secret of what happened at class once. Is we were stamping off and we were getting colors into our, so here's yellow, and just one moment, and then we're going to do a red one, but we're going to clean off in between. Okay, so I'm going to get some red. There we go. And why not do a green one? Okay, Granny Apple Green. Okay, and here we go. Let's just put get some ink on here. My green needs juiced up a little bit. So I'm just going to put that green there, put that off to the side. You can see I added those colors from the front of the card, and then I'm just popping it into the inside of the card, and you've got two different fun cards that you can make with the Filled with Fun bundle. The real key to this one is it's a double duty one, because you get to stamp your images, die cut them, but you also can use die cuts to do those too. So two fun cards. You can make your wagons any color. You could make it a brown wagon. You could make it anything you wanted to do, but I had so much fun playing with this today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me at 724-323-2296. You can email me at cindyleeb@gmail.com. That's my personal email. Feel free to ask me anything you need to on there. Do not comment on my blog post if you have a personal question or you are leaving me personal information like credit card number, something like that. So make sure it's cindyleeb@gmail.com and not the email you got from WordPress saying that I made this card. Because if you comment on that with a question, I will answer the question, but it is usually public, okay? Also, don't forget that the new catalog is coming out May 1st, 2024, the new annual catalog. So I'm hoping that you're excited about that, seeing the new in colors, and we'll be playing with some new stuff coming up. Thanks for buzzing by, friends.